Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Um, what a lovely day today has been. Super cool. Had a nice roast for dinner, which was quite nice. But it was not my favorite crochet day. I kind of had a real big blow to my ego and made me just feel really terrible. So it took me a while to get to this video today. But I'm feeling a little more calm now. I figured out a solution to my issue. Come join me and let's chat about this loveliness. Hi. So just a little update. There are 374 fires that are active right now in my province, which is really not fun. Everything's burning. The two fires closest to me are still burning, and the one across the big lake from us that has jumped the lake to our side, causing the two fires near me, is still completely out of control and still growing, and it's growing in a very wild area, so there's going to be a lot of loss of our stunning landscape. There's not much more that we can do except hope and pray that it's going to be okay. It is supposed to get up back into the big 30s, which is very hot, and that's a little worrisome. So it's just a constant battle. They have rescinded some of the evacuation alerts, so they've shrunk the evacuation area in my closest fire. So, yay. That's super exciting. They've given up 2 spots. They've rescinded back, which is great. Wonderful. I hope it just keeps going that way. Anyways, I'm not the news, so all I can say is I really hope that this gets worked out soon. My hair is driving me nuts right now, so please pardon me while I fix my hair. Okay, hair is fixed. I just didn't really feel that I needed to do that again on camera. So I was talking about something that didn't go right crochet way. I wasn't feeling totally confident in myself today. A little emotional, a little tired. I really think my sinuses are acting up from the smoke. My youngest, same thing. She's got a stuffed up head, and it's starting to affect her mood. So I figure her and I are both kind of not doing well, pardon me. So I got both sides done. So I decided to hold them against each other. One's way smaller than the other. I'm panicking. My mother suggested that I check my rows, which I did, and one of them was 1 row bigger than the other, which is what she suggested in the original pattern, which I'm kind of rethinking doing totally the same, maybe bits and pieces, and kind of making it my own. I don't know if I want that much of the back of it to be so low, like above where my hips are. I think that's a little too low for me. I mean, it's beautiful design on somebody else. Unfortunately, I held them up in front of me and it would be fine if it was fairly loose. But as soon as I did it the way that she said to do it in the video, I don't quite fit it. It should work, but I guess I have a bit of a shelf in the back and it is bringing it up so the skirt part is just below my bottom, and I'm not going to be doing that. I would like this to be at least mid-thigh. So now I have to decide what to do. So I sat there and thought and thought and thought and thought and thought and thought and got really upset, feeling very unhappy with my body because this isn't going to fit me the way I was envisioning, and that is super disappointing. And I wallowed a little. I did. I didn't cry. That's good. But I did really almost start beating myself up and, you're chubby, this and that, and that's not how I want to live my life, and I don't want to be doing that in front of my daughters. So I'm going to come up with it. They saw me putting it on. So they're aware that I'm a little bit, I'm not upset, but I am a little bit going to have to change my plans. And they saw me going through this a little bit tonight, so I'm going to have to make sure that they see me come up with a good solution and wear the dress fairly soon. So that way it reinforces that you don't have to be skinny and tiny to be beautiful and feel beautiful, and I'm going to own this. So this is my goal, to make sure that my daughters can see that and see that there is such a thing as self-love instead of self-criticism and self-hatred. And like I know some women that are going through things and they're getting a lot of plastic surgery and still finding themselves to be undesirable in their own eyes, not in anyone else's eyes, but their own. And I don't want to go down that road. I've had people make comments about my body and they're struggling with their own body issues, and they start talking about mine, and I'm not very okay with that, and I don't want my daughters hearing it. It does hurt. I will say that. This is my body. This is the way it is right now, and that's just the way it is. Doing my own thing, and I will continue doing my own thing. So anyways, a lot of self-doubt. Feeling a little emotional. Feeling a little upset that this amount of yarn was not enough. I for sure thought that this amount was going to be just fine. A couple inches smaller, not weight-wise, just inches off. I'm not looking at pounds, I look at inches. It fit me just fine. Be no problem. So, let's go to the drawing board. I grabbed my suitcase full of my favorite yarns. All my girls and boys and whatever you want to call them that are missing from this area. So first thing I tried was my Lion brand ombre, just for color wise. Being that this piece has so much gray, I thought maybe this could match up. Way thicker. I can feel the difference by far, and it's just not for me. So my ombres will continue to be looking at my Mega Ball Gray that I've been saving for a cardigan with the two of them. I really want to do it, and possibly one of my blacks, because I have a lot of black right now. Awesome. So that's positive, something to think about. I really want a duster. Really want a duster length cardigan. I don't know if I want to do a granny square. I don't know if I want to do it in separate granny squares. That'd be really cool, because like Baudet has this really nice one with her very, very intricate ones. And I like the idea of it. But then I keep seeing this one on Shein. I don't shop at Shein, but I keep seeing this advertisement. It is a hot pink. I don't want the hot pink. And there's also a beige version that I've seen, and I really like the beige version, but I don't have enough beige to do it. But I like the idea of the gray with the ombre. So I'm looking at that. I'm also looking at these two. Like, what can I do with these beautiful colors? I can't wait to get into those. But I get excited about Mega Balls, okay? Mega Balls, Giant Balls. If it's a lot of yarn, I am so in. That's one of the things I love about the cakes, especially like Hobie cakes. I find paying $15 for 1,000 meters of cotton is absolutely perfect for me. Even if it is American, even if I have to pay shipping and handling, and even if I get stuck on customs, it's still works out for me in a way that I find it to be very luxury for me. I feel it's luxury. It might not be luxury for other people, but for me, it really gives me just, they're stunning colors is what it is more, and I really like the material. So I tried the ombre. No go ombre. No go ombre. Not happening. So ombre will be when I continued to be in the original plan. So then, speaking of Hobbii, of course, I started looking at my Hobbii cakes. Now I've got 2 or 3 that I haven't touched. They're still pristine, beautiful, haven't decided. I've got one of the Black Fridays with the, I believe it is a hunter green in the middle, and it works out to these gorgeous rainbowy colors to a black. Love. And then I've got this one, which is one of their Halloweens from last year. Look at the purples. This one's called Haunted House. And I've split the ball in 2. Normally these are 4 strands, and I wanted a bit of a lighter weight. So I have split them. Painstakingly split them by hand. Let's just say it takes a couple weeks, because I cannot just sit there forever. I really like the color combo, right? Gorgeous. Really like how that all works out together. But I don't think that's the right one for me, because the black is too black. And I kind of might have a shawl or something that I want to do for myself for that one. Something really big. That's why I split it in half, because you get double the amount with a lighter weight. Don't get me wrong, I do love the 4 strands together. There's at least 1 or 2 that I want to keep together, so I was hoping to maybe grab, hopefully the Halloween coming soon, maybe I can pick up another ball that will match up with a couple of the Halloween ones I have. I've already used my Mad Scientist. Love the purples, the slime green. That is one of my newest favorite shirts. I love wearing that. Anyways, so for Mother's Day, I used, I can't think of what kind it is, but it's called tourmaline. It's tourmaline. Remember that because that's a type of semi-precious stone, and it has these grays, this pink, and this gorgeous antique rose, just a little bit darker than these colors. Okay, so these are all the pieces left after making my mother-in-law an absolutely stunning shawl that she loves. And I've been humming and hawing. I was just going to rebound this and see what I could come up with. But I'm thinking that I could intertwine this and just keep making these bigger. Oops, I just dropped a tiny piece. What I want to do is I want to go from the darkest of the grays and end on the pinks. Because I'd have to throw this in, and this would be thrown in with the dark grays, and this would be with the whites and all that, because it was 2 separate balls. I had to color match other bits and parts where if I had left them in, the rose would have been color changing in the middle, and it was too much for that particular pattern, so I was just trying my best to keep the colors as together as possible. So that's my plan. Now, I get this plan in my head. I'm all excited. I turn on my gorgeous episode of my Korean drama. Super excited. Ping. I can't find my favorite. My absolute favorite yarn ring, the one I've used the most, that's the most worked in. It fell off the project in my bed and pinged. I couldn't find it for about 4 hours. Ask me where I found it. I was laying on it, under my bed. but I did not feel it. I used my new Peacock one, so that one got a little more action, got a little used, but I couldn't find this pointy, not really delicate ring under my back. But when I did feel it, I felt like something hard there, uncomfortable. Couldn't figure out what it was. So, no work on the bags today. I wanted to work on something a little more mindless, a little less intensive, and I didn't work on much because I got super frustrated. So what I wanted to do, after this whole debacle, I went around and I have it in my phone. My phone is one of those lovely ones with a pen in it. Let me tell you, that is, I love you. I can pull my pen out and make notes. So I have all tons of patterns and notes in my phone, and I mark them all up and erase and all that kind of stuff, write notes to myself. So if you ever find my phone, you've got my whole crochet life there. So what I'm doing is I'm writing down each row. And this one, I am doing a little more pink because there is a bit of pink left. So I'm just going to play out the pink until I don't have any more. So that one's going to get the next row of pink. I just have to disengage this part here. So what I want to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this gray, and I want to see what this looks like on camera. And this is for you, and this is for me. So I'm going to do my slip knot here. Boom. Just like a pro. And probably not like a pro, but that's okay. My knots are very nice, and they stay very well, so I'm not going to change that. It's kind of like my magic ring. I find myself almost doing magic, mixing the two up so many times where I'm going, this is not a slip knot, this is a magic ring. What am I doing? Okay. Yeah, I had some late night coffee. My eldest daughter was wanting to watch scary stuff, so she was a little bit hyped up tonight. Okay, so we're going to pull that there. Now this isn't going to stay here permanently. This is just so I can see what we're doing. We're doing a chain one. I just want to see if this is going to work, because one is a sport weight and the other one, oh, what did it say? Because I looked it up because they're both so very fine. Fingering. Okay, so my Sheeples Whirl, the pink and the gray, is a fingerling, and my Hobie one here in cotton is considered to be, what did I just say? Oh boy. Anyways, either way, fingering is going to be lighter than the sport weight. Sorry, that's where it goes. Because with me, I'm just like, ooh, pretty, I'll make something out of that. So I'm not too picky about what size. I like the small, I like the thick. It just, I'll make something. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this up here. I'm going to do one more set. Come here and fold it over yourself. Alright, so far, I'm liking the colors. This isn't going to be too bad, I don't think. I think I'm going to get my extra yardage that I'm looking for without having to spend $35 or something to get another whirl, and I'll be able to use up this gorgeous cotton. It just won't be in the same direction or whatever, which is totally fine with me. I think I'm going to like that. Now, because this is going to be more on the outer edges, let's take a look here. Yeah, they have the same kind of texture. And I am not minding that. Let's do a couple more. Sorry, I looked at some weights and now it's a little tough to be lifting my arms. Trying to get rid of those hangy arms because they're, you wave and your arm just keeps flapping in the wind. And I'm not a big fan of that for myself, so it makes me laugh a little bit, so it's not so bad. But if you're going to get healthy and you want to work out, you want to lose weight, do it for the right reasons. Do it for your own health, do it for your own happiness. Right. I wonder if I should go up. Because the stitches are so much smaller. One moment while I go grab my 4. Never mind. On my old school 4. Got a 4. A pearl knox. Alright, so we're going to take out my 3.5. Because that's my usual go-to. And I'm going to put my ring back on to make this easier. So if there is a tangle, it gets stuck on the ring. Right up in here. And it's not as bad. So. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to move up to a 4. This side, so that side. Okay, one more set just to be on the safe side here. But I'm leaning towards the 4. I could try 5. I got a 5 sitting right beside me, so I'll try a 5 as well. So we're looking at that big. Really close with the 4. So I'm just going to put this 4 here. It's always good when you have your grandma's books right beside you. Alright, so this one is 5. Now let's try out the 5. Ready? And one. I think the 5's overkill. And I'm feeling like the 5 might be just a bit much. I have a 4.5 up there I can check. Well, the 5 is really close size-wise. Yeah, it's almost right on, but it feels a little bit weird to be using such a big hook for such a thin. I don't want to lose the look of this, and I feel like these ones at the beginning, they're way too small. Well, let's try 4.5 just to be on the safe side. 4.5, where are you? 4.50. 4.50. And that is an arrow. For anybody that's keeping track. You see, it's knotted. Let's give it a little bit of a wiggle. But it doesn't knot so badly that I can't just wiggle it around a little bit and find what I need it to do. Untangle. That's the word I'm looking for. That is my word. 2 and 3. So yeah, I was going to give this up. I thought about frogging this. I thought about just throwing it into a pile and saying I'm never touching it again. I don't want to do that. I'm going to find a solution that is going to work for me. Okay, so it's either 4.5 or 5. I'll size it. They're the same size. I almost want to say the 5 is going to be nicer. So, put back Granny's hooks. And I'm going to take this off my ring. And now I think I've got a plan. By the time I get to actually starting the color or the next type of yarn, I'll have decided completely. But it's going to be the 4.5 or the 5. But I'm leaning more towards the 5, to be honest. It looked better. But it also could be it's just the hook itself, because I find that these newer hooks with these on them, I find I'm so much more graceful with them, I guess. A little bit neater. So between the ring and using these type of hooks, I seem to have a lot better luck than I used to, where the old school ones I found very tricky. So anyways, I think I've come up with a plan. So thank you for joining me here at all the crackers in the box, and I hope that your crochet day is going to go wonderful. See you soon.